Ole Miss
I was happy
on the
for you,
road
honestly.
against
I was happy for
Georgia
you.
in Athens, and it was fireworks on fireworks on fireworks. Ole Miss and Trinidad Chambliss could not be stopped for 3 straight quarters. I mean, it was like, where's Georgia's defense? Does Georgia have a defense? And we talked about last week how good of a quarterback he is. And obviously, we're going to get to Gunnar because Gunnar was magnificent in this football game as well. But it just seemed like Lane Kiffin was going to put 60 points on Georgia and run away with a big time victory on the road. I'll go to you first. Like overall thoughts on this crazy matchup between Ole Miss and Georgia.
Well, I think what you really need to think about here is like workout style. Like when you do hot yoga, you've only got about 45 minutes that you can go. Like that other 15, you're dead. Like you can't make it happen. And when you do traditional weightlifting, that last 15, like you're doing finishers, you're pushing, you're doing the hardest thing. So I think, down in the Grove, they need to rethink how they work out, maybe go to CrossFit because hot yoga ain't working. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. And this is my thing. I'm watching this game, Aaron, and just everything you said, dominating, like moving, like they scored Ole Miss 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, perfect on third down. I was more impressed with the perfect on third down through 3 quarters. Fourth quarter starts, Georgia scores a touchdown, and it's like Georgia's defense is that cool kid that like, I ain't showing up until an hour after the party starts, baby. I'll be there. Don't worry.
Like 3 hours after the party
3
starts.
hours, whatever it takes. 3 and out, 5 plays, downs, over. See you later. Like Georgia just ignited in the fourth quarter. That crowd, that's one of the loudest crowds I've ever heard on TV. Like, I don't know if they had mics situated in better places. Sanford Stadium was going nuts. And just looking at Georgia's drives to finish the game, and I know that first drive that I'm talking about here was partly in the third quarter, but 12 plays, 6 minutes, touchdown. 9 play, 5-minute touchdown. 10 play, 4.5-minute field goal, game over. Take a knee. See ya. I mean, the Dogs, the way they finish, and Kirby said it perfect, man. He's just like, we're hard to kill. We're hard to kill. We don't go away. We don't quit. And that is mindset. That is attitude. I was joking about the working out, but that's weight room. Like that's everything culture-wise, balled up, and we're better than you.
And we're better. We're more resilient. I mean, it's like Matt Drills back in the day. You said, you don't die. You find a way to finish football games. And Georgia may be the most tested team in America right now, and I think that is going to pay dividends later on the season. They just keep playing with fire, but you know what? They got the dudes to figure it out, and the defense continues to just be horrendous in the first half, and then this week into the third quarter. But then somehow they just, like you alluded to, they just magically snap their fingers and then they turn it on all of a sudden, and they find ways to get pressure on the quarterback and tip footballs. So, you give them a little bit of props for what they did in the fourth quarter, but I think the star of the show is Gunnar. And I'll be the first one to admit it. Like, I have not given Gunnar his roses this season for what he's been able to do as a quarterback at Georgia. And you look at his stats, 70% completion percentage, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception, another 7 yards or 7 touchdowns running as well. And I said, heading into this game, like, he's going to have to be a difference maker. I said, he needs to run the football at minimum 10 times. And you look at the stat sheet, 10 carries, 59 yards, 1 touchdown. His running ability gives him the opportunity, and Georgia's as a whole. I mean, they ran for 221 yards, but those running and his running threat gives him the opportunity to throw with confidence because he's going to get more one-on-one chances.
Yes.
And they're winning those. I mean, it was even without his best receiver Colby Young goes out in the first quarter, and he's just been deadly accurate with the football this entire season. And, I'm not used to saying like, hey, Georgia can win shootouts. Like, if you would have told me, okay, which game does Ole Miss want? This was the game Ole Miss wanted, like this style of football. Yeah, Georgia's shown they can win shootouts. Go back to the game there in Knoxville. But I still think Georgia would prefer to play a more balanced game where the game's in the high 20s, maybe low 30s, but not it's a race to 40. First team to 40 wins, first team to 50 wins. I thought that favored Ole Miss, but it's been another game in which Georgia said, hey, we can win this style of fight.
Right.
We can rely on Gunnar to go out there and throw haymaker after haymaker after haymaker. And So I want to give him his roses, and I want to give Bobo his roses too. I tweeted this yesterday. Yeah, the fans love to bash Bobo
Yeah.
over and over and over again, and I feel like I say this every single week. Georgia's offense has not been the problem for this football team this year. It has been the offense that has awarded them victories this season. And I think there needs to be more respect for what Bobo and this side of the football has been able to, because if they were not this good, Georgia would be
they'd be in
4-3,
problems.
5-2.
Yeah,
They would not
yeah.
be 6-1.
No, and I think to go to back to the Gunner thing real quick, you gave him a ton of credit for Tennessee. I don't want people to, if they're maybe watching this for the first
I
time,
never feel like I've bashed him, but I don't feel like I've kind of put him on a, he's a top 10 quarterback, because he is. When I need to re-update my new quarterback rankings, because I guarantee you he will be somewhere in my top 10, which he has not been so far this season.
To me, the thing that separates him is, yes, his legs, because he puts that on himself, like that long touchdown run that he had, but also just clutch timing. But overall, his clutch factor, I mean, it was 2nd and 13, and he drops the ball on a dot, to the left-hand side there, to, really impressive play to Dylan Bell that I thought was just amazing to see, throwing to those tight ends. Like the day that Lucky had, Lawson Lucky, I mean, you look at it, so a hat trick, a great job from a tight end, but the way that he did it on a fake screen, so he split out to the left, they're running a fake screen where he's going to block, he's kind of chopping and whoop, just slides out, touchdown. Then you talk about play design and Bobo, they do a fake pitch where it's student body right, everyone's running their line, running back, fullback, other tight end, and here comes Lucky, just slides right through.
But this is the Lucky. I remember Lucky 2 years ago in the spring game. He was like the MVP of the game, and I was like, dude, this guy. I'm never going to crown someone like the next Brock Bowers, but he's kind of has those characteristics to him of a tight end body, but receiver traits with running, catching, all of that, and it just seems like he needed this game. I feel like, to say, like, I can do this. I am this talented. I can win one-on-one battles against, whether it's linebackers or a secondary guy. So I'm hoping this is kind of the ignition to get Lawson going, because if you can get the tight end spot going with the way Zachariah Branch has played this season, Dylan Bell's coming along. I think London Humphreys has had some moments this year. Colby Young obviously has been in beast mode for the season. It's a really dangerous offense. And obviously it starts with still running the football, which they're able to do. But Bobo is doing a great job. I just want to continue to say Bobo is doing a great job. And yes, it was against an Ole Miss defense that's, not very good. I get it. But they've done it all season long, or for the majority of the season. So,
and the way they ran the ball,
Gunner's only played 7 games or
8
games, 9 games. He hasn't even played double-digit games as a starter.
He's going to be good. He's
only going to get better and better.
He's going to be good. But I think, again, being able to rush the ball for 221, like that's just – this team's figuring it out, and they're coming together, and that's the most important part.
They're figuring out offense. I still don't know if they're fully figured out.
That's what I was going to say. The crazy part is the defense might be the thing that holds them back at some point, because it has to an extent this season. But don't you feel good about that, though? Like, don't you feel like Kirby's going to get them right at some point?
About LSU a couple weeks ago, I was like, the fact that the offense has been slow at the gates makes me feel more confident, because I know eventually the defense or the offense is going to figure out. But then obviously the offense still has not figured out, and it cost them a loss to Vanderbilt yesterday, which we'll get into that game too. So, like, you hope that, like, where you've built this dynasty-esque football team and Kirby Smart has been defense, that eventually it will get going, similar to how LSU's been. But LSU still hasn't gotten there yet, and I just don't know if Georgia is going to get there. And be able to string together 4 quarters of really good defense. So it's still TBD, but at least your offense can win shootouts, because they've proven it time after time. Ole Miss, still a good football team. Trinidad Chambliss, still a damn good quarterback. The offense is pretty damn good. The defense just got worn out, and we knew that the physicality was going to get to them, and they just got out physical at the line of scrimmage. And that's a problem for Ole Miss, unfortunately, but still a team that could win a lot of games going